My name is Sean. I'm from Legacy Event Group, and I'm going to talk today about booking a DJ, choosing a DJ, and also about some timeline things. First, I want to apologize because when it comes to navigating the event industry, it is very, very difficult. There are so many vendors out there for the event industry. That's because you don't have to have a storefront. You don't have to have, a lot of overhead. You can just pick up a camera and you can be a photographer. You can do these things. That doesn't make you an event leading individual, but you can still do it. So there are hundreds and hundreds of people that are in the event industry. There's also this thing about everyone doing the same thing. And so this is an example. This is a DJ, an event company, a decor company, and then a rental company. Let's say you want uplights. Well, everybody gives you uplights. Everyone has an offer for uplights. Could be a different package, could cost a little bit different, could be packaged into something else, could have a different delivery fee, but everybody offers uplights. You can have bistro lighting. Again, they can be offered by everyone. You can have a monogram, you can have dance floor rentals, you can have pipe and drape. So navigating this area is super difficult, and I'm here to tell you about the DJ side of things and the benefits to hiring a good DJ or a seasoned DJ in the industry. So oftentimes it can look like this. You go all the way down this rabbit hole and you finally get to a certain point and they say, hey, I want some uplights in this venue. And you get there and you say, well, how much is an uplight? Well, it costs this much and here's a quote. All right, I'm gonna do with this. Where are you getting married at? Oh, it's this venue. I'm sorry, we can't do uplights there. Oh, bistro lights? Yeah, no, we can't do bistro lights. Only a certain company can do that. So you're back out and around. Super, super confusing, but we're gonna talk specifically about the DJ, try to clear some of that up for you. Now, when it comes to DJs, there are different structures of DJ companies. You have a solo DJ, so that's someone who just has equipment, has speakers, they have their own thing. Again, it doesn't take a lot to enter into this industry, and so there are solo DJs out there. The great thing about that is you know exactly who you're gonna be dealing with the entire time. The bad thing about that is they could get sick, they could quit. There's a lot of things that go pro and con in that area. The next thing is a brokerage system, and this is where you go in and you talk to an individual, and this individual knows a bunch of other DJs. And so they will say, hey, you're getting married at the Brightside on this date, I'm gonna hook you up with this person. You like this style of music, they like that style of music, that's gonna be perfect. So in that aspect, you have someone there, you have someone that will be there, because they can always send another DJ, but you don't have that personal relationship with that individual. You don't really know what equipment they're providing. You don't really know anything about them other than they're going to be there and they're going to provide music. The last one is going to be a traditional company. And so this would be like Legacy Event Group. So we are a company of DJs in that everyone works for Legacy Event Group. All the equipment, all of the planning, everything is out of one office. And so you have the ability to meet your DJs, talk to your DJs, but you have the support of an entire company. So if we are here at the Brightside, we're doing a ceremony upstairs, cocktail hour in here, the dining and the dancing in there. We may have more than 2 people here because we have equipment that's gonna be upstairs. We're wirelessly tapping into here. So a company of DJs is a great structure to look for if you're looking for an entertainment solution. Next is gonna be the type of DJs. Now there are different types of DJs. You have the radio DJ, and that's obviously someone that just plays music on the radio, great radio voice. A producer, that's someone who actually creates music. And so when it comes to that, we just hit play, we play remixes of other people, but there are DJs that actually create beats. A show DJ or a club DJ. Now, this is if you go to Vegas, if you go to any bar or club, you're going to hear a set of music. That set of music, they're not gonna stray from that too much. So they prepare those things ahead of time. They have fantastic mixes. So if you go into a bar in Vegas and it's a dance club and you ask for a country song, they're obviously not going to play it. That's gonna leave the last, and that's going to be an open format DJ or a mobile DJ. So this is what most people are looking for. If you're looking for a good mix of music, a good variety of music, an open format DJ is what you're looking for. If you want someone who's gonna go there and put their hands in the air and rock, 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 then you want a show DJ. So you have to choose the entertainment that you want, and you wanna ask questions of these DJs to ensure that you're getting the experience that you want. Now this is what we recommend. We recommend a good blend of song selection, the technical skills of mixing music, and then client input. We believe client input is super important when it comes to music because you're going to want different styles of music usually throughout your event. So if you have a good blend of all three of these meeting in the middle, that's where we think the sweet spot is when it comes to the style of DJ or the type of DJ. Now, what does a DJ do at a wedding? So it's a fair question. I mean, if we were to ask, actually we do lots of consultations and we kind of ask this question, what are you looking for? Most of the time it's two things, very, very simple things. I want them to make announcements and I want them to play music. Now that sounds super simple. And of course, I can press play. Anybody can press play. We can put a playlist on and press play, but that doesn't necessarily set you apart from anything else. So, what does a good DJ do? To answer that question, I had to put a premise out to you. And let me explain it first, but it is entertainment is in everything, and everything is in entertainment. We believe, our philosophy, is that from the very minute you walk down the aisle, from the very minute the first guests arrive, entertainment is important. And let me explain these two different things. Entertainment isn't everything. There's a song for you to walk down the aisle. There's a song for you to walk out the aisle. The tempo of that song, the words of that song, all of that create an environment where you're hyped up and you're ready to go and you're happy and you're cheerful. When you come for cocktail hour, you heard music playing. When you went in that room, you heard music playing. Did you actually hear it? Maybe, maybe not. But if it was silent, you definitely would have known it was silent. So entertainment is in everything. From the very first event all the way to the last event, entertainment is in everything. Everything is in entertainment. What this means is when it comes to the dance floor, from the minute you walk down the aisle to the dinner, everything affects the dance floor. When it comes to how easy people are to be entertained, when it comes to the flow of the day, when it comes to people in their mind going, that just flowed well. Everything happened just the way that it was supposed to. Everything was just flawless. It could have been an absolute shit show behind the scenes, but if it was flawless to the people that were looking at it from the outside in, then it becomes a good event. People will stay longer. They will dance harder. They will have a good time because they believe everything has happened the way that it's supposed to. If you've ever been to an event and you've said, like, what am I waiting for? This is taking forever. Where's the food at? Did I miss the cake cutting? That's all kryptonite at a wedding. Like it or not, that affects how easy you, the guests, everyone are to be entertained at the end of the night. So everything is in entertainment. So if we have those things and we agree on that, now we can talk about what makes a good DJ. So collecting preferences on music and individual schedules of events. So we're going to go through and we're going to say, hey, when are we going to do the toast? All right, who's going to talk? In what order are they going to talk? If it's going to be a drink in hand. Why? Because we need to make an announcement for everyone to visit the bar and make sure they have a full glass. Because that's what you're supposed to do before you do the toast. So getting all of those details about each individual event. Then assisting in creating a timeline with entertainment as a factor. This is important because when it comes to the flow of the day, what we're looking for is to get to the dance floor as quick as comfortably possible. Comfortably possible is different for every person, but that's what we're looking to do. So we're taking events and we're butting them up against each other. If you ever wondered why we normally do a dinner and then we'll do the toast and we'll do the cake cutting and maybe some dances, that's because we have a captive audience. Everyone's still sitting and eating. And what we're trying to do is butt two things up against each other so we can get that timeline flowing faster. So creating that entertainment timeline. Communicating and sharing the event details with all vendors. We're going to talk to your photographer and we're going to say, what door are you going to come in? We're going to come in that door there. Okay, if we're coming in, you want us to do the funny, silly thing here? Where are you going to do it at? After they're done, do you want them to go to the head table? Do you want them to sit down? Do you want them to make a tunnel? What would you like, photographer, to be able to capture this? So that is another thing that we're doing, is making sure that we're coordinating with all the other vendors. We are working to execute the timeline. Everything that I've just said means that we are in charge of the production schedule of the day. The production schedule of the day, okay? We are not wedding planners. You don't want us picking out linens. I have no idea what the difference between sheer and sheen is. You do not want us doing anything like that. But when it comes to the production schedule of the day, we are super important because we have two very powerful things. That's a play button and a microphone. Everything that has to happen with those two things in line. We also coordinate with all the logistics of the vendors to make sure that they're prepared for the upcoming events. So if we're doing many, many events back to back, we're getting with them and saying, we're doing this. We've already talked to Dad. Where do you want Dad to stand for the welcome speech? Things like that. Also, we can make the timeline flow smoothly. Lastly, we make suggestions of updates to the timeline of the day. If we have to move things around, if dinner's a little bit late, if we got there a little bit early, if we're ahead of schedule, all of these things mean that we need to make suggestions to you to say, when it comes to the cake cutting, we've already got everything done. Is it okay if we cut the cake? We'd like to move forward with the schedule. We're a little behind. All you have to do is say yes, but we'll take care of all the heavy lifting. But when it comes to that, those suggestions need to be made by the wedding planner and then the DJ who is operating that timeline. And lastly, we play music and we make announcements. So this is what a good DJ does. All that other stuff, and also hits play. Now, another thing that we need to realize when it comes to entertainment is you can look at a bouquet of flowers. You can say, this is the bouquet of flowers that I want to create. And I'm going to individually pick them. And I might be able to see them. I can put this tablecloth on and put these napkins on. I can say, this is what it looks like. When it comes to entertainment, entertainment is dynamic. You're going to give us kind of a blueprint. You're going to say, here's the songs that I want to play. Here's the timeline that I have. But when it comes down to it, we have to remain organic in the situation. We can't just hit play on a playlist from the very beginning and expect that to work all the way at the end of the night, because things are different. People might do a group photo. There's all kinds of things that happen that could change that. So entertainment is dynamic and it has to remain dynamic throughout the event. What to look for when you're booking a DJ. First off, we want to make sure that they have the right equipment. This is a photo of us doing the ceremony upstairs here at the Brightside. You'll see off on the left-hand side, really, really small, you'll see a speaker. That is a white speaker that's for the ceremony. It's up front, the DJ's in the back. The sound just organically comes from where it's supposed to, out from the front to the back. That is us having the proper equipment. When it comes to having music in here, we have a wireless connection that's from that room into this room, so we can have both rooms connected. That is super important when it comes to making sure that people are in here, know about the announcements, know about the next upcoming event. Having the right equipment is very important, and make sure you ask these questions to the DJ. We want to focus on preparation and communication. When you choose a DJ, you want to make sure that they have planning tools, make sure that they have things that you can go on and put your preferences on, make sure that there's music lists, planning forms, timeline forms. It doesn't have to be online. Ours is an online client portal, but in any way to get your preferences into that DJ and make sure that they are responding in a timely manner and responding properly and working with you to collect all of your preferences. They have to coordinate the production timeline of the day. We talked about this. Now, that's difficult for some people. We have two wedding professionals. We have a DJ and an MC that does that. So the DJ stays behind the booth and the MC does all that coordination that I was telling you about. But in the end, you still want to make sure that you have someone that knows that it is their responsibility to run that production schedule for the day. And then lastly, you want to make sure that they listen and that they incorporate your requests and that they remain flexible throughout the event. This is, again, super important because entertainment is organic and dynamic. You have to make sure that when things change, they change with them. They don't fight it. They always want to know this is exactly how it needs to be. When it comes to, in the end, we as DJs have a big ego. We just do. It's well known throughout the industry. But in the end, we are just a cog in the wheel. And we have to understand that. So make sure that they have that. When you are choosing a DJ, when you do interviews, make sure to prepare questions ahead of time. Google it. You can Google like questions to ask your DJ. There's going to be the simple ones on there, like do you charge for setup and tear down, things like that. But in the end, you want to ask the tough questions and the open-ended questions. Why should I choose you? Why should I choose you over this person? Call out another DJ's name to a DJ, and you're going to see what reaction they're going to have under pressure. Why would I choose you over Party Pleasers? Why would I choose you over Liftoff Entertainment? Those are good questions. Those are questions that need to be answered. But in the end, ask the difficult questions, because what you're looking for is the difference. You're looking for the unique thing from that DJ to another DJ. This is a stat that is combined from other things, but 75% of all guests say that they remember the wedding entertainment over everything else. 65 to 70, it's kind of disputed, but in the end, a lot of people remember your entertainment over everything else. So pay attention to this area and make sure that you give it the attention that it deserves. Now, from booking to the wedding day, there are different things. You want to plan as you go. You don't want to wait till the last minute. You want to make sure that you're logging music as you listen to it. So create a Spotify list, a Spotify playlist. Go on there and make sure you hit the like on everything that you like as you go. Give more suggestions and less restrictions. It's better to give us this is what I'm looking for than this is what I don't want. It's harder for us to create the day that you're envisioning if you just tell us what you don't want. Tell us what you want, a lot of what you want, and then just a little bit what you don't want. And then meet several weeks in advance to make sure that you have the timeline all set up and you have a chance for planning. Again, your DJ should sit down with you and should go over all of the timeline of the day. They should make sure they have every song, every detail, everything ready for every event so they can run that production schedule for the day. Tips to creating a timeline. Make your timeline realistic but aggressive. What I mean by that is when it comes to the ceremony, to the reception, and the cocktail hour, to the dinner, people are going, how long is it going to take? I don't know, an hour and 15. Hour and 15 is a very long time. Make it 45, make it an hour. Try to be aggressive with your timeline. That way you're always trying, not you, the DJ is always trying to make sure that you are pushing forward so we can get to that dance floor as quick as comfortably possible. Don't do any event that you don't want to do. We get this all the time where it's like, I'm going to do an anniversary dance. I don't know if I should. I mean, my grandma would really like that. Or so you got way more events than what you need to do at a wedding. So if you don't have your heart set on it, don't do it. Place events in order according to the flow and tempo of the wedding. This is a great example about this. When it comes to like a group photo, we don't want to do a group photo right in the middle of the dance floor. We have the dance floor all hyped, everything's going great, and then the photographer's like, hey, we're going to stop this, and everyone get on the dance floor, okay? Okay, now we take a photo. Now get the tempo back up again. It doesn't work like that. We're going to try to use those things in the proper order to make sure that we are using them, maximizing them. So we may do that right before we open the dance floor, or if we have an anniversary dance where we clear the dance floor, use that to get people back on the dance floor. But we're choosing where the event goes based on the flow. Separate too many slow songs, separate too many speeches, separate anything that affects the flow of the day. If you do a first dance, father-daughter, mother-son, anniversary dance, that's like 5 or 6 slow songs back to back. That will slow the tempo of the timeline down, and that tempo slowing will also affect the dance floor. Be flexible the day of. When it comes to the events, we're going to plan with every detail, but we're going to be flexible knowing that we have to, if things change, if timelines move up, if timelines move back. And again, entertainment isn't everything, and everything is entertainment. Believe that, because it is very true. When it comes to the vision, this is from Jeff Bezos, we're stubborn on vision and we're flexible on details. This is important. We want to create your vision. We really, really want to. With the music selections that you've made and the timeline and the things that you're going to do, we want to create that vision. But you can't get caught up on the little details about that. If we're a little ahead schedule, if we're a little behind schedule, if this didn't happen the way that you wanted to, if someone didn't do a crazy dance when they came in and you, in your mind, vision that crazy dance, don't get caught up on those little things. The vision, the entire day is still going to be fantastic. Be flexible on those little details. This is actually stolen, I believe, from Eleanor Roosevelt. She said, be flexible, but stick to your principles. But Jeff Bezos, popular for that.